Hello, how's everyone doing? So I haven't done a homesteading video in quite some time. So I'm going to catch you up on some homesteading. Yes, it's been winter. Yes, there's been things going on, but I just haven't been sharing them. Sorry. I have done some exciting stuff. Like I made my first almond extract. So that was exciting. I was going to do a video on it, but it didn't pan out and it wasn't like, I don't know. I just never did it. So I did it, and I actually used some of the vanilla extract, or the almond. I'm sorry, it was the almond extract for the cranberry muffins I made for the church. So that's exciting. I did not share that with them. I should have. What else is going on? Let's check it out. Look at this. We have some seedlings in. I'm going to open some of these up. This here is my tomato plants. Yes, some people think it's too early to plant. It is not. Trust me. This here is my broccoli. I'm excited. There we have some basil. I didn't do a lot of basil this year because I'm going to be honest with you. I had so many. I'll put this back on after I'm done. This here, these are not coming up yet. This is some peas. This is some, if you see, I have some little guys. That's my cabbage. That is my basil. One basil that popped up. I'm thinking we'll have some more basil. So we're going to go for a little walk. No, here. This here is the lemon. Yes, we have a lemon tree going. But basil, I didn't do a lot. And there's a reason. Because I had so much basil last year planted and a lot of it seeded, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have quite a bit come up in the garden, so I didn't plant a lot. I'm banking on some that's coming up. The only reason I planted some was because I wanted to make sure I had some, and I can always keep it in the house if I need to. I like having a couple in the house. It smells good. It's easy. If I want to cook it, I can just like tear some off, but I love basil. So that's one that I do try to keep growing all year. Here is some, let's check this out. What do we have? We got to water these. We got a little guy. We have some cauliflower going. They're saying, water me. We'll get some. We'll get you some water. Yes, that is my what you call it is going down. So here, I got some avocado going. I brought a lavender in. It's still going. I brought it in, but I have one outside too. I wanted to see which one. This is my experiment here, because I don't know if I'm going to continue bringing them in. If I need to bring them in, we're going to see. Look at this. I got some peas going. This is the first time I actually started them in the house. I read that, so I was researching. Some people started them in. We're going to see how it goes. Because last year I planted a bunch of peas and I did not get any. So this is something I researched and it's new. I got some peppers up there. Peppers take a while. They're not sprouting yet. So yes, we have some homesteading stuff, some gardening getting started. I also have something outside. So let's go outside and see what we got. This is why we're walking. And I will say, February's almost over. So now we got to get May stuff started. But now here is my winter. Not staying out here because believe it or not, that sun's out and it is cold out. The sun is being very deceiving right now. You think it's warm out until you get out there and it's freezing. But so today I did try some winter sowing. I did a little bit different than I did last year, but the winter sowing is basically mostly my I'm just gonna say here because winter sowing is mostly my flowers. So I have some cone flowers or / echinacea in there. Chamomile, marigolds. I have 4 things in there. I can't remember. They are marked. I did mark them. I put little knives down along them and I marked them, but I can't remember the 4th one. It's okay. So I have some flowers in there. And oh, bee balm. Bee balm's number 4. So what I did is I winter sowed it, and then I'm going to put them in the garden. I felt like I was praying, and I don't know if you guys know this. Some heard the story, some did not. So I was praying. God actually laid out my garden for me. He's so awesome. I love him. And go to him for all things. Like, there's wisdom, there's knowledge. Like, he's awesome. He's amazing. He will direct our paths. He will tell us exactly what to do, how to do it, everything else. And so what I was doing is I was praying during the 21-day fast. And one of the things I was praying about was the garden. And he gave me this plan of how to like plant, what to plant, and how many. And one of them was the tomatoes. And he told me where to plant the tomatoes and how many. And he said 30. I did 40 because I had some seeds that were just like, 1, they weren't looking good. 2, my thing held 40. And 3, I would have had only a couple seeds left in the packet because I planted all the seeds I had for my tomatoes, honestly. So I was like, all right, I don't just want these couple seeds. So I'm like, I'll just plant them and see. I may give some of them away because God said 30, but I might need them. We'll see. There was a few seeds, I didn't like what they look like. And I noticed there's some that are not up. So I just put them all down. We'll see where it goes. So I emptied my seed packets for the tomatoes. This year, I will be keeping seeds from my tomatoes, FYI. But God gave me, and I felt like this was the amount and I'm like, where am I going to fit all these, Lord? Like, I don't have room. And literally, he showed me how to like position them all and what else to position with it. And I'm like, oh, mastermind, total mastermind. Like, it's all God, because I could have never came up with this plan the way that he did. So I'm going to plant some tomatoes in between my garlic. And then I'm going to put some carrots down, which are going to get down soon. I'm going to put the carrots down. And then the peas are going to go on the side. So far, I have not mastered peas. So this is my year to master peas. Okay. Every year I'm trying to like get something down that I've struggled with. I just haven't been able to get quite right. I'm also mastering cabbage this year. Last year I mastered it, and then stinking little white moss took my cabbage out. Not this year. No, you're not having my cabbage. So I do know that I have to cover my cabbage up a lot earlier than I did this year. So I'm going to make sure my cabbage is kept covered up so that those little guys stay away from it. That was my problem last year, and I caught it too late. So this year I'm going to keep a better eye on them and keep the bugs out. I also am going to put some onions with my cabbage, because most bugs and pests do not like the onion smell. Same with the garlic. That's why garlic and onions are so important to have in your garden. And I'm going to plant I have a lot of garlic down. I'm going to plant a lot of onions down, because what happens is garlic comes up in around July. The onions, they go from like red moon to red moon. I actually started them downstairs, which is a new experiment, because some people say yes, some people say no, because I don't have the seeds. The seeds you definitely start in February, but I actually started the bulbs. Some say don't, some say do it. We're experimenting, because guess what? No matter when I planted my bulbs, they have not turned out right. So at this point, it doesn't matter if they turn out right or not. I haven't been successful yet. That's another thing I'm working on mastering. Things with homesteading is I learned you have to keep researching. You have to be willing to try new things. You have to be willing to adjust, and you have to be willing to take failures. Okay. So last year I winter sowed chamomile. It was the first year I was able to get chamomile to come up. How exciting. I feel like for me, I did not grow enough, but I got it in and it grew. So I'm excited. That's a win. So this year I did a few more seeds than I did last year. Winter sowing did make my chamomile successful. I think what was happening, not sure, but I think the birds were eating my seeds because chamomiles are real small and you actually like lay them on top of the dirt. So I think the birds were eating them. That's just my guess. So this year I'm praying, I'm trying to master some things. I switched some things up. I'll keep you updated. Same with the peas. I've always direct sowed peas. I thought you direct sowed peas, and then I was researching some homesteaders that have done this for a long time, and they're like, I do mine early. I pre-plant them. So I'm like, okay, we're going to try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I will also put a couple down that are direct. So I will direct sow a couple just in case these ones don't make it. I have yet to get peas to grow, so it doesn't matter, right? If right now they're growing in the house, they are bigger than they ever have been, so I'm excited. And I'm going to keep trying if they don't work. It's kind of like Babe Ruth. He was number one for home runs, but he was also number one for strikeouts, right? So right now, it doesn't matter. I'm trying. I'm not giving up, and I'm going to keep altering stuff. So it's been homesteading. We've been going. Right now, I'm starting to focus on garden. I do wish we could get more self-efficient than we are. But this year we are going to I'm going to focus on tomatoes and peppers. God gave me a plan. The reason I feel He has me focusing on those two is because guess what? If I get enough of those next year, I can plant something else there and focus on them. And I'm praying and hoping that I have a 2-year supply, an abundant amount. And why I'm praying and hoping I have that abundant amount is enough to share and enough for 2 years. Like that's the plan. And I think that I started them early enough, number one. Number two, that I have enough that I can, that I'm going to meet my goal. As long as 90% of my tomatoes do good. So this year, that's where my focus is. The other thing is I'm going to focus on my strawberries a little bit more this year. I've had them out there and I haven't focused on them enough. So come up with a plan, write some things down, come up with some garden goals if you haven't. Get some stuff pre-planted. It's not too early. It's not too late. Trust me. You're just going to, if you start, I started my tomatoes in March last year. This year I bumped it up to February. So what I was doing is, and I started them in March. I had tomatoes, right? But what I researched and I was listening to some people and they say if you start them in February, you get like double of what you get when you start it later. So that's what I did. And I guess that's what greenhouses do. That's why when you go to the greenhouse, they're like so much bigger. I would love to have a greenhouse. We don't yet. Goal. But I'm starting them in the house. I will have to take them and put them in a bigger cup. I'm okay with that. Some of them I might actually put in buckets or pots. We'll see. We're going to see what goes. We'll see what happens. But I do know I'm going to have to transplant them. Same with everything else that I just showed you. I am going to have to take them from the little things and transplant them. It's okay. I'm fully aware of this. After the first frost, when the frost is done, they will go in the ground. Okay? Yes, it is a risk when you garden. You got to be willing to take a risk. I may have too many plants right now, and I don't know if I'm going to have room for everything once they go in the cups, but guess what? I'm going to do it. And it's a risk. I'm going to do it. I'm going to speak faith. I'm going to confess it. Everything's going to be fine. I'm not going to lose anything. They're going to go. But this is, you gotta start earlier than the seed packet says, especially in the house. I did discover, through researching and through my own doing. So don't think it's too early. Another thing is I'm not planting fennel this year. I had an abundant amount last year. I have enough to get me through this year. So I do not have to, and next year to harvest, I do not have to plant fennel. A few did go to seed. So I'm going to assume that I will get seeds next year or get some. If I get some, I'm going to let them come up, a couple of them. Only because they do very good at pest control. And there is something about fresh fennel. It just tastes really good. So I will let them come up, a couple. I'm not going to go an overabundant amount like I did last year. But, and basil, as I said, I don't know if I finished basil. If I didn't, I'm going to go back to it right now. I'm sorry. Just in case I didn't. If it's a repeat, it's a repeat. So I let a lot of basil go to seed last year. Not seed, but like I broke a lot of the tips off, the flowers that have seeds in it, and threw them on the ground. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a lot of basil coming up just like on its own, which is in a good spot. It's all around the garden. So I planted some just to make sure I have some. 12. And, but I'm not going to overdo it because I know I need more basil than that to get me through the year and to share and to hand out. I'm banking on the garden. If I don't get some in the garden, I will be able to direct sow some, and I can also grow some in the garden. So I'm not going to worry about it. Other herbs I need to work on. I do have some oregano growing in the house now that I've had all winter. I need to plant some fresh. I do have to plant some fresh. So when some of my seeds go, I take them out of the container and I'm going to put them into a bigger thing. I am going to do at least one of them, if not two of them, with oregano. I will keep some inside and I'm going to try to grow some outside. I have not been successful at growing it outside. Cilantro, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep some in here and I'm going to put some outside. I have not been able to master cilantro. I don't know. So there's some things I'm going to try to master this year. Stay in tune. You can see what I successfully get, how it works, how it doesn't. But the goal is 2 years worth of tomatoes and peppers, okay? I planted an abundant amount of peppers, all different kinds of peppers too. And I have an abundance of tomatoes. So 2 years worth. And then we're going to try to get some other things accomplished that I haven't. This year, I am going to have some potatoes. I'm going to do the same amount I did the first year, which wasn't quite enough. Last year I was good, but I didn't get to dig them out. Long story. Anyways, potatoes I'm still going to do this year. I'm still going to do green beans, but I'm directing myself more towards pole beans than bush beans, even though I really like the bush beans. I feel like some reason I've been getting more beans out of the bush. So I'm going to put a few bush beans in between my pole beans. I'm going to have a mix of both, but I'm going to focus a little bit more on the pole this year and try to get more beans out of the pole. So I'm redirecting a little bit, and let me know your garden plans. I want to know. Let's have a conversation. Let me know what you're focusing on and if you decided not to grow anything this year. And we are going to hopefully be able to get some fruit stuff into place too down at the other lot that we have. I'm praying, I'm hoping. I have some plans, so stay tuned. We are still homesteading, and sorry, I've been undercover, but I have been educating myself, and I've been trying some new stuff. But and also almond. Maybe I'll go over how to do the almond extract, but it's pretty good. So, FYI. Well, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll try to keep up with more homesteading videos. Love y'all.